Okay, everything is ready now. Okay, girls, let's start then. Listen carefully.
Hey Blake, are you and Matt going to share a dorm again next semester?
Actually, Jessica, I'm not sure. I might not be back at school next semester. I might take a semester or two off and move back home.
What? Why? Is everything okay?
I lost my scholarship. My grades were too low last semester. I guess I just didn't study hard enough. I might have to go back home and work for a while to save up enough to come back.
Wow, that's rough. We'll miss you around campus. But aren't there other options? Like, what about a student loan?
I thought about that. I could take out a student loan to pay for the rest of my tuition and other expenses. That is so much money that I have to repay, plus interest. It's a big burden to take on. I know some people who are still paying off student loans even 20 years after they graduate. I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life.
What about working over the summer to save some money? That could help you out.
I could, but it still might not be enough. For the amount I need, a summer job won't cover it. I'll have to work for a full year to save up enough money to pay for tuition and accommodation on campus. I don't know what to do, but I know I want to finish my degree.
Great. Now that you've listened to the conversation, it's time for preparation.
Okay, girls. Was it clear? Did you understand the recording? Girls, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, girls, are you there?
I don't know why I listen it very low, the volume.
Okay, the volume was very low for Melanie. What about the rest? Bonnie, Araceli?
Me too.
It was really low. Okay, that's too bad. Okay. But were you able to understand or you couldn't understand anything?
Just a part of it.
Okay, we're going to start again, okay? I'm gonna give you extra time to do this. Let's listen one more time, okay? Okay, let's see. Let's listen again then. Please take notes if you want.
Hey Blake, are you and Matt going to share a dorm again next semester?
Actually, Jessica, I'm not sure. I might not be back at school next semester. I might take a semester or two off and move back home.
What? Why? Is everything okay?
I lost my scholarship. My grades were too low last semester. I guess I just didn't study hard enough. I might have to go back home and work for a while to save up enough to come back.
Wow, that's rough. We'll miss you around campus. But aren't there other options? Like, what about a student loan?
I thought about that. I could take out a student loan to pay for the rest of my tuition and other expenses. That is so much money that I have to repay, plus interest. It's a big burden to take on. I know some people who are still paying off student loans even 20 years after they graduate. I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life.
What about working over the summer to save some money? That could help you out.
I could, but it still might not be enough. For the amount I need, a summer job won't cover it. I'll have to work for a full year to save up enough money to pay for tuition and accommodation on campus. I don't know what to do, but I know I want to finish my degree.
Okay, girls, it is time for you to start speaking, okay? I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to prepare. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, there you have 30 seconds, please. Okay, let's start with the answers, okay? Melanie, are you there?
Can you listen to me?
Yes, I can. Please, your
Okay.
answer.
Okay. The conversation the student claims about losing his scholarship. He mentions two options um, discussed by the girl. One of the option is a student loan, but he said that it is too much money. It have to be repaid. And the second option is about paying the tuition and accommodation. That it is, he said that it is also too much money for him. So I believe that the first option is the best for him, although it is too much time to repay all the money.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay, really nice answer. I really like it. This is the way you have to answer, okay, girls? Remember the structure for this answer. 2, for speaking task 5. You have a problem, then you have to mention the solutions. After that, you have to provide your opinion. What do you think? Which option is the best? Finally, you have to explain why you think that option is the best, okay? That's the way you have to organize. If you follow this structure, this model, I am really sure you will have the best score in this task, okay, girls? Now, let's go with Bonnie. Bonnie, are you there?
Yes,
Please, your answer.
the speakers discussed two possible solutions for Blake's problem, who lost his scholarship. The woman proposed that Blake take a student loan, but he thinks that is a lot of money to repay. Also, she provides other solution that is working summers, but Blake thinks that it's almost impossible um, to pay the full tuition because they would need to work for all the year. Finally, I think the best solution is the student loan because they could repay in lots of years, but it's maybe the better solution for a problem like that because he couldn't work all the year.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, nice answer. Please control the time. That's the only thing I have to say about your speech, okay? Control the time, that's it. Apart from that, everything was excellent. Thank you. Araceli, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, please, your answer.
The universities discuss passing classes next semester. However, the man didn't have the enough grades, so lost his scholarship. And the woman proposed a student loan, but it is too expensive to the man to pay it in a lot of years. So he didn't want to. And the next option is to pay in combinations. The first combination is a lot of money too for the man. So the right solution, in my opinion, is the one the woman proposed because he could afford it in the next years.
Nice answer. That's the way you have to answer these questions, okay? Really nice. Control the time. That's my only comment. Thank you for that. Now let's move on to speaking task number 6, okay? Remember that in this task, you are supposed to describe or explain a lecture, your understanding of a lecture. So please take that into account. Remember that you can take notes if you want. So if you can, do it. It will help you a lot.
I write a lot of essays for school. But I also write sales descriptions for my Etsy shop.
I use Grammarly on my work email.
Okay, now let's listen to the recording. Please listen carefully.
Okay, are you ready? Here's the lecture.
Extinction in biology, the dying out or termination of a species. Extinction occurs when species are diminished because of environmental forces, habitat fragmentation, global change, overexploitation of species for human use, or because of evolutionary changes in their members, genetic inbreeding, or reproduction, decline in population numbers. Firstly, many species have become extinct because of hunting and overharvesting, the conversion of wetlands and forests to croplands and urban areas, pollution, the introduction of invasive species, and other forms of human-caused destruction of their natural environment. Indeed, current rates of human-induced extinctions are estimated to be about 1,000 times greater than the past natural rates of extinction, leading some scientists to call modern times the sixth mass extinction. This high extinction rate is largely due to the exponential growth in human numbers. From about 1 billion in 1850, the world's population reached 2 billion in 1930 and more than 6 billion in 2000, and is expected to reach about 10 billion by 2050. Additionally, as a result of increasing human populations, habitat loss is the greatest factor in current levels of extinction. For example, less than 1/6 of the land area of Europe has remained unmodified by human activity, and more than half of all wildlife habitat has been eliminated. In more than 4/5 of countries in the Paleotropics, Africa, Asia, and Indonesia. Furthermore, increased levels of greenhouse gases have begun to alter the world's climate, with slowly increasing surface temperatures expected by the middle of the 21st century to force many species to migrate towards the poles and up mountain slopes in order to remain in habitats with the same climate conditions. Most ecologists, conservation biologists, and climate scientists worry that global warming will contribute greatly to species extinctions. All these factors have increased the number of threatened species. Almost 1 in 4 mammal species, including 4 of the 6 remaining species of great apes, and 1 in 8 bird species were considered at significant risk of extinction at the start of the 21st century. In addition, the World Wildlife Fund noted in a 2016 report that the vertebrate population overall declined by 58% between 1970 and 2010.
Okay.
Okay, girls, let's start with the answers, okay? I'm gonna set the timer. 30 seconds for everybody to prepare their answers. Please, you can start. Okay, girls, I am ready to hear your answers. Please, Bonnie, are you there?
Yes, but I didn't hear almost anything because my dad just called me.
Okay, that's too bad. Okay, you're going to participate next time. Melanie, are you there?
I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear because of the volume. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop.
That's too bad. We need to practice, and the recording is really long, so we cannot repeat it. What about you, Araceli?
Yeah, I think I understand.
Okay, let's listen to your answer then. Please.
According to the lecture, explains the extinction of a species, that is the separation of one or more species in the world due to a global change. One example is the increased population in humans. The human activity affect all the animals environment. And then the second one is the gases that pollute the air, which can increase the level of extinction species. These two factors are very important to preserve the species in the future.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, nice answer. You mentioned a lot of details. You mentioned what the recording was about. That's the way you have to do it, okay? First, you have to mention what was the lecture about? Okay, the lecture or the class was about this. That's it. Now, after that, you have to mention some examples or some extra information that was provided in the lecture, okay? In this case, the reasons why animals are getting extinct, are disappearing, some reasons, okay? You did it, so that's the way you have to answer. Now, girls, let's listen to a sample response, okay, to this question so that you can understand how you are supposed to answer this speaking task 6, okay, girls? Let's see. This is a sample answer, so please take note if you want. Okay, this is the sample response. Please listen carefully.
So the lecture talks about species extinction, its causes and its effects. Extinction is defined as the termination of a species, and it happens when the numbers of a species decline. This could be due to environmental factors like global warming or environmental changes. So the major causes are human related, such as hunting or deforestation. Humans have caused extinction events to rise at a rate thousands of times higher than in the past, causing the sixth mass extinction. Increased human population has also contributed to loss of habitat, which is the largest cause of animal extinction. Only 1/6 of European land has been untouched by humans. Another cause is greenhouse gases. Their emissions have increased, causing a negative impact on the climate. So many experts are worried that global warming will be a large contributing factor to species extinctions. Okay.
Okay, were you able to understand the question, the answer, girls?
Sorry, but I heard very low.
Okay, I don't know what is happening with sound today. What about you, Melanie and Araceli?
Yes, it is low.
Okay, I'm going to send you the sample response to the WhatsApp group then, okay? So that you can understand and listen whenever you want. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna do that in a moment then. Okay, girls, now it is time for you to practice writing 1, okay? So let's go to the document I sent you. Let me find it where it is, please. Let's see. Here it is. Now let's see what you have done. Okay, the reading was about globalization. Okay, there here I can see an answer, a paragraph. Okay, this is something that you didn't complete. You have not complete yet. I don't know who is the person in charge of this answer. And finally, number 4. Okay, there are the answers. I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. 3 people have just answered the question. Okay, I'm gonna read the first one then. Let's see. The lecture discusses globalization in different aspects. The man advocates positive things about it. Firstly, digital communication and easy transportation. So the reading passage states that the positive single introduction zone thanks to globalization. However, okay, remember that when you use this kind of connectors, you have to use a comma after this, okay? However, comma, he mentions, okay, mentions, this is a spelling mistake. Negative consequences such as the low cost that affects the market of each country. In addition, the reading fact supports that the lowering of prices, I think this is prices, complicating the economy of other countries, whereas the prices climb and generate a bad impact. This way, comma, the competition due to capitalism directly affects countries around the world. According to man's examples, the cheap okay, I think here it is. The capital letter is not necessary here. The cheap manufacture and production cause pollution in the environment since the old machines produced a lot of contaminated gas. Then the passage mentions, okay, here you are supposed, you are changing the idea, okay? You are changing about the topic of the sentence. So a point, a period is required here, okay? Not a comma. Then the passage mentions the bad measures to countries that pollute excessively that will see the less business. The man explained all those points about the negative side of globalization, the environment effects, economic problems, and competition that also were mentioned in the passage, okay? You made a comparison between what is said in the lecture and in the reading passage, that's nice, but please try to organize all this in more paragraphs, okay? You are supposed to write paragraphs. Maybe this idea was one paragraph, another paragraph here, and finally here, another paragraph, okay? Try to expand all your ideas in different paragraphs so that it can be easier for the reader to understand what you are writing, okay? If you write only one paragraph, like this, for the people who will read this answer, it will be really difficult for them to understand. Okay, so consider writing all your ideas into paragraphs. Okay, girls? Now let's move on to the next one. This is incomplete, so I cannot read it. Let's read this. In the lecture, the professor discusses globalization. He describes it as mainly mainly a good thing. Nevertheless, he mentions some points such as global market that can put in danger the balance between countries. Excellent introduction. Furthermore, it affects the work area since many countries no longer have all the jobs the citizens need due to the international competition. This is an idea, okay. Another essential point aims on manufacture. Countries are forced to produce cheaper products than other countries. However, as the professor mentions, this action is environmentally harmful, okay. Another, maybe that's one idea. Meanwhile, the reading passage supports the information of the lecture. It explains the competition between countries, which is a consequence of globalization. International economy grows and each country is forced to improve it. Consequently, one of the goals of this situation is getting better goods at lower prices. Indeed, the professor claims that this is causing damage to the environment. Okay, another idea in a different paragraph. Excellent. Finally, let's see the conclusion. To summarize, the growing globalization causes governments to pressure citizens to produce more. On the other hand, nice, they do not analyze the harmful consequences for the environment. Although globalization can be good in some aspects, it can damage essential other aspects too. Excellent. This is the way you have to organize your answer, okay? Your answers. Paragraphs. One idea here, another one here. In this, the person who wrote this explains what the lecture is about. What happens in the lecture. In this, she or he explains what happens in the reading and makes a comparison between them. Excellent. Finally, she or he explains what makes a summary of all the things she has mentioned through these paragraphs. Excellent. I do not have any comment on this. The one who did it, excellent job. Thank you. Now, so remember, this is the structure. And you can see, yeah, girls, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. You can see this is one paragraph, another one, another one, and another one. They are really short, and that is nice because it is really easy for me to understand. Okay, so do not complicate your life. Do not try to write a lot of words. Just the necessary, okay? One idea, another one, and finally another one. Excellent job in this case, okay? So try to follow this as a model to write your future responses, okay, girls? Is it clear? This response was an excellent example. Do you have any question, girls?
No.
Okay, we're going to practice a little bit more with this, okay? We're going to practice with another. Let's go there then. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, you're gonna read a reading passage. After that, you're gonna listen to a recording, and based on your understanding of both, you're gonna write your response the way this way, okay? This way, in paragraphs. That's the idea. Practice. I'm going to practice with writing. Okay. Okay. The reading passage is in the document I sent you. Please go there. Okay, the reading is there. Reading passage 2. Are you in the document, girls?
Can you send the link, please?
Okay, no problem. Give me just 1 second. Okay, there it is. The link is in the chat box of Zoom. There you have. Please go there. And as soon as you're there, please let me know.
I'm in the document.
Thank you. What about the rest?
Um,
Okay, you have 3 minutes to read this, okay? Let's start. Okay, girls? Now it is time for you to listen to the recording, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's start then. I don't know what happened. Let's start again. Please listen carefully. This is the audio recording.
Now listen to a
Can you hear, girls? Is it better? Does it sound better?
lecture on the topic you just read about.
Your text.
Girls, what about the sound? Please let me
I
know.
can hear.
Is it better? Does it sound better?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Please listen carefully.
Now listen to a lecture on the topic you just read about.
Your textbook provides a rather one-sided account of Rococo art, dismissing it as an uninspired movement and suggesting that its aristocratic focus, shallow subject matter, and over-ornamentation have led critics to look down on the style. Now, it's definitely true that Rococo art has faced a lot of criticism over the years, but at the same time, I want to argue today that the textbook's dismissal is a bit overstated. It's definitely true that much Rococo art, like the Palace of Versailles in France and its luxurious interiors, for example, it's true that a lot of Rococo artists worked for aristocratic patrons, but that's not unique to Rococo. I mean, the vast majority of world art before the modern era was created for wealthy audiences. And at the same time, a lot of great Rococo work was done in places like churches, which were meeting places for all elements of society. Those churches didn't just serve aristocrats. And as for the idea that Rococo art is superficial, well, that also seems somewhat misguided to me. Paintings of things like scenes of aristocratic picnics, they're often surprisingly sophisticated. For example, Fragonard's painting The Swing, a painting of two men pushing a young woman on a swing, is very subtle. The relationships between all three people in it are beautifully suggested by these tiny details in their facial expressions and postures. This wasn't shallow or frivolous work at all. Artists, Rococo artists, I mean, actually explored their subjects with real sensitivity and sophistication. And they also created amazing works of art. The idea that they use too much ornamentation is just, well, an opinion. Today, art often emphasizes simplicity, but there's also something to be said for more elaborate techniques. Rococo artists were pioneers in a way. They experimented with color, asymmetrical surfaces, and mixed media to create paintings that still impress viewers centuries later.
Summarize the points made in the lecture, being sure to explain how they challenge specific points made in the reading passage.
Okay, girls, was it clear? Was the question clear?
Yes.
Okay, now it is time for you to write your response. Before we start, girls, I'm going to share this document for you. I'm gonna send it to the WhatsApp group, okay? I hope you may find this document helpful at the moment of writing, okay? This document includes a lot of information that can be really helpful for you. Please take into account all those aspects that are mentioned in that document, okay? I also included a sample, an essay that I wrote when I was at the university, so that you can follow it as a model. Okay, girls? It also includes some extra information about connectors, the structure of a paragraph, the structure of an essay. So please, it would be a good idea to give it a look. Okay, girls? This is the document I'm going to share with you. In this, you will find the way you have to take notes with writing one, how to organize and structure your essay, your response in paragraphs. Paragraph 1, introduction. Paragraph 2, argument 2. Paragraph 3, argument 2, sorry. Paragraph 4, argument 3. Paragraph 5, conclusion, okay? This is the way you have to do it. And it also includes some suggestions. For example, in paragraph 1, how to start an introduction. Begin by introducing the reading and the lecture. The reading states that and provides reasons. However, the professor opposes this argument and refutes each of the points made in the reading. This is the way you have to introduce your response. What else? Argument 1. First, the reading claims, okay, you have to explain what happens in the reading. Then the professor disagrees with this argument by explaining that. It also includes some ideas for you to follow, okay? Then you will find some connectors, sequence connectors, connectors of opinion, connectors of conclusion, sequence, result, reason, example, the structure of a paragraph. What does a paragraph have to have in order to be accurate? Introduction, body, conclusion, and what does an essay have to have? Introduction, paragraph, concluding paragraph, body, okay? And finally, you will find the essay that I wrote. So I hope you find this document really useful, and I'm gonna share it in the WhatsApp group, okay, girls? Now,
Okay, thank you.
let's start, please. From page 6 to 10, you will be able to write your answer. Another thing, girls, you will have to finish these answers by Wednesday, okay, next week, because we need to see all the things you have written in order for me to provide feedback so that you can improve your writing skills. Is it clear, girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, I'm gonna send the listening recording to the WhatsApp group so that you can listen to it whenever you can, okay? Girls, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I am sending the listening recording just right now. It will be in the WhatsApp group, so you may listen to it whenever you can. Okay, the listening recording is there. I will also share this link with you. Save this link and please, okay, Araceli is going to write on page number 6, Bonnie on page number 7, and Melanie on page number 8. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, girls. Then the link, the listening recording is already in the WhatsApp group. Let me check. Okay, that's it. So I hope you find it useful, okay, girls? You will have until Wednesday to finish this, but try to do it in 20 minutes because that's the time you have to complete this task. Okay, girls? Girls, can you hear me? Okay. And we're going to stop here. Please finish this answer by Wednesday next week, okay? It is really important. Do not forget. So we're going to stop here then. On Wednesday, we're going to continue practicing with this. And thank you for attending. Thank you for participating. As always, before you leave, please, I would really appreciate you complete the daily survey. And after that, you can leave. Have a nice weekend, girls. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.